I haven't been this nervous to start an engine since I did an in-frame rebuild on a Jeep 4-liter. Alright, today we are going to see if the DISA valve repair and the replacement intake boots will resolve most of the issues that we were having with this vehicle running. We've got a set of replacement intake boots. Here's the lower. I've already transferred over all of the hose clamps. So we're going to just try to make this thing fit, whether it wants to or not. But it should want to. It should want to. It should desire to go in its home. It's not too good for... It's not going to go into its home. And it should be able to slide right into place, because it's a factory replacement part. It's supposed to be a full-on freaking correct replacement. And that is where it belongs. Okay, we're gonna twist up out of the fucking way. Alright, the lower intake boot is now installed. We will now attach the upper intake boot and get things plugged back in. Get a BMW, they said. It'll be fun, they said. They're easy to work on, nobody said. Ever. That was a misconception that I construed to myself. Alright, the upper intake boot is reinstalled. Vacuum line's also hooked back up. Next, we're going to go ahead and put the DISA valve back in the hole that it came out of. Now, before putting this back in, be sure to lubricate your new O-ring, because if you don't, it's going to have a difficult time getting in. You may pinch it, you may break it, you may roll it. Those are not things that we want because they will create a vacuum leak. Alright, now the DISA valve is reinstalled into the intake manifold. So, we need to plug it in. That's fun, because it just barely actually makes it over there. Just barely. Once you've got your DISA valve in and you've got your new intake boots on, well, then you have to put the air box back into place. Let's see if we can get that in frame here. Yeah, maybe. But yes, we need to put the air box back in because it has this one really important part in it that tells the engine how much air it's trying to breathe. Well, there we go. With the intake installed, DISA valve installed. Now we have to find out if it will start. If it does, fantastic. If it runs well, then we know that we resolved the primary issue that we were having, and then we can actually start moving forward on prepping the car for its intended purpose. If it doesn't, then we're back to troubleshooting and square one. I haven't been this nervous to start an engine since I did an in-frame rebuild on a Jeep 4-liter. Well, fuck. I guess we're still at square one. What are we going to do next? Who knows? Find out next time on the next episode of Will This Fucking Thing Run? I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I found a vacuum cap that was leaking, replaced it, let it get up to operating temperature, held it at like 1,000 RPM so it could come up to operating temperature. Now that it's at operating temperature, I slowly released the throttle and now it idles. Interesting. Very interesting.